Hi folks, today I have an unboxing for you, but unfortunately I've come to edit and realised that the sound is spoiled by a noisy washing machine. It didn't sound too bad in person, but I guess I was too far away from the microphone to be heard clearly. So I've had to re-record some of the audio, and if you notice some lip sync problems, that's just my poor dubbing skills. And yes, I've cut the top of my head off at the start. I will get better at this, I promise. So to another cold day filming in the workshop. Now this time I want to talk about desoldering, and I bought myself a new toy. But I was hoping to show you a video on how to repair one and have one for free, or nearly for free. But it turns out that the one that I have to fix has a very simple fault. It needs a new handset. And the handset cost the best part of £200. The one I bought is less than half that. It makes no sense to repair the old one, so you won't, unless I manage to find a handset second hand and going cheap, you won't see a video on repairing that one. But I want to take a look at this one, see how good it is. I've never used a desoldering tool before, but I think it's going to be very useful working on some older kit. I'm wanting not to damage circuit boards as I take solder out and remove components. So let's have a look. So this is the Duratool desolderer, sold almost exclusively by CPC, but you can get it elsewhere. Now let's have a look. Power, more power, stand, and piece. Some sort of nozzle, filters, cleaning tool. And the unit itself. Well, first impressions, it has a metal chassis with a plastic front, weighty enough, perfectly business-like. I would have liked it in black, because most things come in black these days, and you're going to have to bear with me now while I read the book. Well, they've sent me a nice little puzzle here. There's nothing in the book telling you how to set it up. There's an instruction on how to operate it, and there's an instruction on how to maintain the handpiece, but there's nothing telling you how to set it up. For example, there's some sort of filter stuck in here. Am I supposed to remove that? I don't know. There's another one in this bag, so maybe you're supposed to have one, but there's no reference to it at all in the book. There's a mount here, presumably this thing mounts on the side of it. Guess that's it. Power cord's obvious, let's do that. I'm always a bit suspicious of Chinese cables, but this one looks like it's been properly made. It has a fuse. It feels flexible, so it's probably not made of aluminium. It's got a 13 amp fuse in it. And the plug is the correct type. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. Now for the handpiece. How does that work then? So it looks as though we can put that ring in any position. Doesn't seem to be a good position for this. It seems to want to go there. That's very how you doing. Okay. I guess a bit of experimentation will get the hang of. Now that end must go on this. Alright, there's a gasket in there, and then there's this. I'm going to just assume that filter's supposed to be there and screw this on. Now that was clever, wasn't it? To screw that in, you're going to tie knots in the pipe. Not the best design. So this thing. Right, that's in, but now I'm going to have to straighten the pipe out. Something like that. And then this is the power, which is keyed, so hopefully you can't go wrong with that. Well, that all seems pretty solid. I'm just a bit dubious about that handset rest, but I guess it's alright. What I need now to test this thing is some junk components. Note the display showing the current temperature at the top and the set temperature below. It defaults to the minimum 160 degrees. Okay, I don't think 160 is going to do very much, but I guess a quick sanity check wouldn't go amiss. This is leaded solder. Yeah, so I'm going to turn it up. 300 should do. Yeah, so we're melting solder now. Right, so let us try. I'm going to remove this capacitor here. The trick with these tools is to move in a small circle around the component leg to melt all the solder and then press the trigger to remove it. That was so easy. I can't get over how easy that was. Alright, let's try. I'm going to take this transformer out next. This is fantastic. There's so little damage to the board or the component. It's a game changer, let's say. So this is how the components have come out. I haven't cleaned them up or anything, this is just how they've come out of the board. And as you can see, pins on that capacitor are solder free. Same with this transformer. And then when you look at the board, you can see how clean the transformer holes are here, the 6 holes that was connected to, and the 2 at this side are for the capacitor. They're just as good as you could ever expect them to be. No damage at all to either board or component. Now, if you look in the gun, you see there is some solder there collecting on that back plate next to the filter. And I don't feel that there's any need to clean that at the moment, but at some point I'll have to have it apart and clean it up. There's a release button here. There's also an instruction telling you what to do, so I'll come back to that. Now, after using this thing a couple of times, I found that the suction dropped off and it wasn't removing solder very well at all. And then I went back to the instructions and discovered the bit I hadn't read, which is you must clean this whenever you use it before it cools down. You have to basically open up an airway through so that the solder doesn't solidify in here. If it does, it can be quite a pain to remove, which I found out. So all you do is take this supplied tool, you get 3 of those in the kit, push it down the nozzle and make sure it finds its way all the way into here, and just do that a few times, free everything up, and that's all you need to do. But yeah, so far I'm very pleased with this. I don't know what more I could have asked of it, really. And you're going to see me using this pretty soon on another video. So until then, big thumbs up to this, and I'll see you next time.